I love technology. First at one-on-one today, somebody almost didn't make it, had to reboot, had to reinstall Chrome. So we all learning, failing, surviving together. And that's what I've done for decades in IT and then a couple decades online. And so we've distilled all of that into our newest incarnation to help people do the right things online, make the most online. And it's called mapping your marketing, strategic and tactical solutions. And what we're doing in Tech Corner this year, we've taught on reputation for a year. We taught on video. I thought I'd do a couple of weeks on AI. Well, here we are, undeniable. I mean, we have really going into a multi-part thing with a get it done with you, done for you. The top ways to leverage it is what we're going to be addressing. But I know I've used it to write some stuff for relaunching my Facebook group. I've done some research. I had it break down articles. So we are digging in. If you haven't used this yet, you want to get a feel for some real easy ways to use the most powerful tools inside ChatGPT, come on down and get work done today for you. So quick show of hands before we jump into this. Do you guys use ChatGPT? Do you know about the plugin? I suggest you follow along and get one done for yourself. If you don't have one, we'll take somebody's topic and do it when we share the screen. But
I started playing with it from a personal standpoint, like within the month.
Okay, well, maybe we'll do yours if you don't have
no, I don't.
the setup.
No, I mean, I just got the ChatGPT app and I goof around with it. Now
Okay.
we use AI at Kumo as part of our solutions, but AI and ChatGPT are, to me, two different things.
Well, AI is this big,
right,
crazy, broad category name, right? And there's different kinds of AI. There's text ones. There's machine-based learning. There's all the image, and so really this ChatGPT is a text-based, machine-based learning situation. And it is the newest darling. It hit the end of last year. GPT was like the fastest to 100 million adopters. It's been going on for a long time. I've been using various forms of AI for several years. Jasper was a big one before it. Anyway, but this one really hit the public and got a huge adoption. So the first takeaway here is this plugin, this AIPRM. Everybody raise their hand, I assume. Some of you have been to my room before or we've talked. You're using it. It is the way to go. So the simple explanation is that you get out the quality of what you put in, right? So the classic, 100-year-old garbage in, garbage out, right? So the better you ask and formulate your ask, which is called a prompt, is how you get stuff out. Now, these can be complex. You would think like, how you want to position yourself. So you'd be like, as a copywriter, as a business leader, write this thing in this format, use this input, structure it in such a way, right? And so this gets to be really difficult. And so in look at that now, 6.5 months that I've been teaching, this thing has gone from not being anything to a couple hundreds. Now there's basically 3,700 mostly quality, pre-written prompts for you. And what we're going after here in these next few weeks is using some of the top ones. And when I say top ones, I mean, this one's been viewed 4.7 million times, has 3 million comments, has 2,000 up votes, right? And so this one is really the proof of the pudding. It's top rated. I sorted this by top votes, right? And it's a good one, and people like this. And so this is what we're going to go into today. And so what this does is, plagiarism free, SEO optimized, long form, proper outline, all these things that would be hard to remember or to build into a prompt, and it essentially does it with, adding maybe one element, right?
Greg, can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Where do you get the plugin for ChatGPT? Because I have it, but I don't know where you go. Like I'm on it now, and I don't see where to go to get the plugin.
So
Yeah, I don't know how to get it either.
yeah,
AI.
you do it outside of the environment, right? So when you come into ChatGPT, it asks you to put it in. So I just did a Google for this AIPRM, right?
Yeah.
And it's this one. I'll put this in chat, right? Copy this link, and we'll put it in chat. And so there it is. Probably you get it also here at this AIPRM, right?
Oh, add to Chrome. Okay.
So that gives you this. Otherwise, you come up with basically just a blank box, right? And if you don't know what you're doing, you say like, tell me how, what the percentage of rainfall means, But we're way past that in this environment. We're a bunch of go-getters. But we've been using it for marketing instances. And so this is a good one, right? So writing this article, and basically you can go through here and you can pick a couple of variables on this one. And that might be one of the reasons that it's really highly rated. So we can pick a tone, right? And again, I do most of my stuff in this room, and in Tech Corner, we usually start with free methods, right? Zero cost things that everybody can do. So I'm running like, you can see over here, I'm running like just like 3.5, not even the paid one, right? The plus. And I don't have the paid AIPRM. So this is stuff anybody can do. So it's just, we're going to keep default, but I imagine you could get, different tones, right? And we'll pick a writing style. And again, you could probably get better ones when you do it. So we're just going to go straight stock default. So we mentioned, Bert, maybe we could do something for you. So is there a topic that you're interested in writing, getting an article written by AI?
Write me a note about Greg, who's just a phenomenal human being.
Can't hear him.
Yeah, it's hard to hear you, Mr. Burt.
Can you hear me now?
That's better, yeah.
Yeah, I was just I'm just playing around with it, like.
Okay,
so write me a note about Greg. He's a wonderful human.
I'd love to do one.
Okay.
But I need a little bit. I just did the add to Chrome, but now I don't know what to do with it.
Okay, well, it'll probably come in next time that you like close and open. So give me your topic, Cindy, and we'll get going.
We'll just do downsizing for seniors. How about that? Will that work?
Downsizing what?
Downsizing your home.
Okay.
So if they're going to move into a assisted living, or they're just going to
so let's see what that comes up with. Let's see. So this is the other thing. ChatGPT is an ideation tool mostly. Like, to get the creative juices right, you always got to put your head to it. You always got to double check its quality of its input. And so let's go ahead and push the button here. And so we can see, boom, like right away, could write you an introduction, right?
Wow.
Here's your table of contents. So first you'd have to say, like, give me a title, write me, 100 and something word introduction, right? Create me a table of contents, write an outline for the information to be talked about in each of the articles, right? Or each of the table of contents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to do that for all of these. And so that's stuff you didn't have to do because you got this prompt. Does that make sense?
Wow.
And so
I'm just impressed. I'm so impressed.
it is super great. And so what we'll do now, I don't know if you noticed, this side said couldn't load history when we got in. So this side over here is the stuff I've done, right? And when I got in, it didn't have anything. It said unable to load history. So here's another pro tip. What I say to do, and I now, since I've been preaching it, there are like tools and other extensions. That do this. But I always say save off your prompts and your results, right? And so I'm very pragmatic. I'm like, look, I will just copy paste this thing into a Word doc. And that way, if I need this, and the next time that I get in and I want to use it, and it says my history's not there, well, guess who's smart, right? Guess who saved this, right? And so that is a great thing. And so you can go through different incarnations, right? So I might go, that's kind of cool. What else would it do? So this is sort of outside of the AIPRM. Like these are standard buttons, like these right here, right? Regenerate. So sometimes it's like just redo what you just did, right, with the same prompt, right? So let's do that and just see what it comes back with. And so usually it will, well, look at that, sweetheart. Let's try the button again.
That's because it's my topic and it's me and tech. Gosh, talk about oil and water.
Yeah, and so guess what? Now we have that, right? And so this is a new feature that they've done that I want to share while we're waiting on this. Even the CEO of ChatGPT, Sam Altman, he'll say, this thing's unreliable, right? Here's one point, like it's failing now. Lori?
Yeah, I was going to say one of the things about ChatGPT is that it gives you statistics, but it doesn't give you the sources.
Yeah.
Which is why I switched to copy.ai, because copy.ai I find more powerful than ChatGPT. And what it does is you put your prompt in and it gives you all these statistics, and then it gives you the sources at the bottom.
I wonder
So
if you
go and check.
I love that as an idea too, because again, that quality control checking. I wonder if you added like cite your sources in your prompt ask to ChatGPT, if it would actually then give them.
I don't know, but in copy.ai, it just gives you everything. So.
Gotcha. Well, so that's a good one for everybody. Copy.ai, and there's tons of them out here. There's hundreds a week, and like so, with 6.5 months, can you imagine how many things are out there?
Yeah.
And so this is a neat feature, and I will actually share this with you, Cindy.
That's awesome.
It's like you can. I believe it's this one here.
Lori, what was the name of that?
Yeah, I didn't
that you
understand
used?
it either.
Copy, COPY, copy.ai. I use them both, but I like what I get. ChatGPT scours the web and has all the information up to 2021. Whereas copy.ai is up to date. It's like till today. So it gives you more relevant, more accurate information that's more recent. Let's put it that way. But I use them both.
Yeah, and I think even the newer version, the 4.0, has an expanded data set after. That's why. So here we are. So once again, I'm not on the paid version, but I know people that are on the paid version. Sometimes they still have challenges getting in, and they still have challenges. Basically, this thing is getting like so incredibly taxed, by all the 100 million users. But what's neat about this is that, say, for example, I was in with a session with somebody else. They were driving, they were teaching. So I'm a teacher, but I'm a consummate student, right? And so this person was giving a lesson on how to use one of our marketing tools, right? And bopped over to ChatGPT, filled in some stuff, asked it to do some work. So we use AI, and we have it create messages with like tokenized variables, like, dear first name, we notice you had X number of Google reviews, including recent Google review, etc. Right? And we went into ChatGPT, we gave it our script, we had it pull out the tokens, we replaced the tokens with a new industry, we had it recreate it, right? And everybody's like, oh my gosh, how do you do that? How do you do that? And this guy's like, watch this, boom. And then he goes, send us basically the session, right? So this one over here that you see here is home downsizing, right? That would be that session, right? And so I've done other things here, like our client get BBB accreditation, so we had to write a cool announcement, right? Here's one for me, like how to leverage testimonials to boost sales. So each one of these things is a session, right? And so you could send that over. And so that being said, let's say we're going to do a new one, and let's do another one, right? Who can help me out with the time remaining in our session?
5:05.
5:05. Okay. So we're just trying to, yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask a question real quick? A few minutes ago, it seemed that you were able to put the ChatGPT content into a Word document or into a Word file.
I did.
How did you do that?
I did the simplest thing ever. I've called up a
Copy
blank.
and paste.
Copy and paste.
Yeah, copy and paste.
Good. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, I thought maybe there was a niftier way that I might have.
There are, I think now, like a Chrome extension that will like save these off, and if you're in a paid version, right? But I'm old. I've been in tech a long time. As a matter of fact, for several years we worked in data recovery, so I am like just crazy about like saving up my work, right?
Yes.
And even today, and I didn't point it out when I first came in, but it said history unavailable over here. So relying on the platform to have it when you go back, and of course, Murphy's Law, right? And Murphy was an optimist. It's going to fail at the dang worst time. You know, you're going to be like, oh, I have a deadline and I need to go get that cool thing I did in ChatGPT, and then it's not there. Make sense?
Oh, totally makes sense. I used to do that cut and paste. And so that totally works, but I thought that you might have a one keystroke thing to do that.
There is, I'm sure by now, right? So I've been teaching this since January. It's like the first time you ever did something, you thought it was cool and worth saving, then save it, right? And so mine's very straightforward. I'm very pragmatic. I'm sure there's more tools. I might take that as homework for my next one.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Cut and paste works for me.
It does. So we're going to go back to a new chat, right? And so what happens is if you don't do this, then, so here's some of the, so when you get in, so this is actually a cool little thing. When you get in, you can connect these accounts, right? So we're working in OpenAI. OpenAI they have all kinds of stuff. They have ones for doing images. They have ones for doing all kinds of things, but we're working in chat.openai, which is ChatGPT. And so then there's this AIPRM. And so this allows you to take advantage of the premium features, right? So if you have like a paid ChatGPT and you have a paid AIPRM, which I don't use in the Tech Corner environment because we're like, this is something you can do. This is a get your stuff done workshop, right? This is you have something to say to Mark and go, oh my gosh, I learned something. I'm going to do it tomorrow on these 3 things, right? So I cancel that rather than connect them. And so it dumps back in with this. And so I think it was Cindy, whoever went and got the plugin, you should
Mhm.
see this when you come back in, right?
Yes.
And so, and this is searchable, we're probably only got a couple minutes. So you could go find, things on topics, right? They really added a lot to this, or you could just do, a search, right? And you can see, which platform you're on. So these four, this is the newer and the paid versions, right? And the plugins, everybody's getting these plugins, right? So AI, to speak to Bert's thing, like Canva has AI now. Microsoft platforms have AI. Vimeo, AI, right? I mean, it's really so ubiquitous. So learning how to get comfortable with any version of it is good. What the other people have done, and I've got a group that is working on some projects, like how can you leverage it and make a business model, right? So tons of people used free AI and made business model. If you remember, 6 months ago, everybody's getting these cool like avatars made that look like superheroes, right? So some company just took a free thing, wrote the right prompts, and if Mr. Customer said, "Oh, I want some of those," they said, "Well, give me 6 pictures." Their prompts would go in and make them, 10 images. They would sell them for like $15. So you could use free AI platforms to leverage the make money. And I'm not gonna lie, like we're trying to figure out a way on that. But mostly in his world, we use it for creating business and marketing assets, right? So this is the tool. I'm glad you guys got a takeaway on that. So we got about a minute and a half. I love to just like, grab any hanging out questions right here.
I got one for you real
Good.
quick.
Yes, sir.
So you're saying that everything you're showing here is accessible without paying the premium plan for ChatGPT?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is to be clear and specific, we're on ChatGPT 3, like 3.5, right? And actually you could go to this, you can upgrade to Plus over here.
I upgraded, just to let people know, I upgraded, and there is a big difference between what you get in the free plan and the upgraded plan.
Yes.
First
The
of
data
all, you
set's
don't-
bigger. Yeah.
The data set's bigger. Even if it's busy, you don't get kicked out, because sometimes if it's really busy, it won't let you in. So you can go anytime, and it's got much more up-to-date information. So it's worthwhile for the $20 a month. It's worthwhile.
I couldn't agree more. But again, so in the essence of having a free thing with an upgrade, and Mark does it all the time, get free HubSpot, then upgrade, get free Calendly, upgrade and get notifications, right? Use free Zoom, upgrade and get extra features. So
Yeah.
I do, I think that if it's something that you use, then go get it.
Greg, how'd your room go?
Oh, super great. Get stuff done in the room. And we had a really great output that we shared with somebody. So they walk away with something to put to work.
Very nice. Very nice.